So I seen a tweet with E3 2021 in it, and there was a little bit of excitement in my spine, and I immediately thought of like rumors and
Right.
all sorts of things. But I think we can focus a little bit on what we know. You know, like we got Final Fantasy VII Integrate coming out, and plus there's the mobile game, which is Final Fantasy VII.
The First Soldier, I think it's called. There's
Uh,
two mobile games. There's the First Soldier, and then there's what is it? Endless Crisis,
Ever Crisis.
Ever
Yes, same
Crisis. Yeah.
thing. But yeah, we're not talking about First Soldier. Uh,
No.
Ever Crisis is what I'm interested in, and
Yeah.
specifically because I seen Aerith in the factory, the first bombing, and that's
Right.
like, man, if they could like do that, you know what I mean, like in the future, where they can like just link all the games together. Like, you
Right.
think they'll do
Right.
that if they'll like put it all the games they make for remake on one disc, or not one disc, on one collection, and maybe digitally you can switch them over like Kingdom Hearts Legacy Collection.
Right.
That would be
I'd buy
fucking
the shit out
sweet.
of that.
I'd buy
Yeah.
the shit out of that too. I might buy it twice.
Oh man.
Lord, I
Oh.
love Final Fantasy. I might simp for this for Ever Crisis though. Like, this might be the first mobile game that makes me go bankrupt.
Oh man. And I'm kind of worried about that too. You know,
Mm.
like we were talking about Genshin and how I spent like $300 or whatever on it. But it's going to be the same thing with Ever Crisis. You know, like you said, Eric was in the bombing run mission. They've already said there's going to be oh, what
Some
is it called?
things, some things,
Microtransactions, pretty much. Yeah,
yeah, microtransactions, MTX if you're fancy.
yeah,
Um, yeah, but it makes me think like, are they going to? Because what they're putting into Ever Crisis is indicative of what's going to be in remake, evidently, right? So, like, they could theoretically lap remake, and we could see what Vincent might be like on remake before remake even comes out. Because
right.
I don't know if Vincent's gonna make it to part two. I don't know if Sid is either.
I don't think Sid will. Vincent might make it in like damn, I almost called this fucking thing vicious.
Fuck you.
He might make it like Nanaki. You know, he might they might do him like they did Nanaki. But I don't think he'll. If he's in there longer than like, if he's in there before like midway or whatever, then that's I'll be surprised.
They should make him playable and integrate, if you ask me. But
Is that Oh yeah, Nanaki.
Nanaki, yeah, they should make him playable and integrate just for a little bit. Like, give us something to taste. You know.
Right. Well, considering what it's going to be about, I don't think we'll get that chance. You know what I mean? Like he's pretty much he was already captured to begin with. I don't know for how long, but with it supposing to be about Yuffie and her brother and them trying to take down Shinra,
It's just
it
something.
might be like another. He's in there like at the end or something.
There's something like so funny about hearing somebody getting captured. I don't know why, but yeah, I integrate. I kind of want to see more of how Sonon and Yuffie work together too. Um,
Right.
that's going to be crazy because you can't actually like use him. So he's just going to be like he's going to be like Nanaki. But what does this mean for the future? Are they going to like maybe give Nanaki some of those type of talents, where it's like you work with him? And are they going to be doing this? Are they going to be doing this for the next game too, where they like have team moves? Because that was a big thing. I think that's what Sonon is heavily inspired by. Because when that demo was, well, no, not the demo. When they first showed the fight with what's the name of that fucking thing in the sewer?
The Sewer Beast, the Sewer King.
Alps, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Tifa did her little thing, her star move, where she moves in different angles, and she thought people were thinking that she jumped off of Cloud's sword, and
Right.
I think somebody at Square was like, hey, that's not a half bad idea, and they're like, yo, let's put Sodan in the game and test the waters.
Right.
Hopefully, it's received very well,
I
but
think it will be. I think it was just. I think the first game is, like we were saying, it was just something to test the waters. Like obviously they had a good idea already of what people wanted, but for the sake of trying new things, like the team attacks and all that, there were just some things that they couldn't fit into the game, which is another reason why I think like 7 Remake should have just been like a next gen exclusive altogether. But that's just me. That's how I think about it anyway.
yeah, I mean, I'm
I
happy I
would have
got
been
it.
super
Fuck.
sad because I can't find a next gen console to save my life.
But then
But
again, you're
I
not
also
really
would have been
looking.
happier to play it.
Yeah, and also you're not really looking either. So
Then there's that. So
yeah, so there's that. They're supposed to be remaking Sonic Colors too. Is another thing that I heard, but I hear that might be a state of play announcement for September. I don't know why it takes so fucking long to announce.
State of play.
Huh?
But state of play, it's a good idea on paper, but they need to stop. I think
What? Stop with state of play? Why?
because like this last one that we got, I don't know. Like they quit E3 and they're like, yeah, we're gonna do our own thing, whatever, whatever.
They
But
didn't
I don't
quit
think they
E3. E3 stopped being a thing, dog.
E3 is obviously still like we're talking about it.
2020. There was no E3 for 2020.
Yeah, because COVID and whatnot, everybody did like an online E3.
That's why they quit though. You know what? Can we yeah, that's actually an interesting topic. Can we like pocket that for now and talk more about like some E3 stuff? We can get right back to it. Hell, that's interesting to me, because there's a lot I want to talk about. But actually, I'm tempted now, but yeah. So
we'll come back to it.
yeah, so Sonic Colors, I guess a lot of Sonic tubers are coming to the conclusion, or at least the one I watch, is coming to a conclusion that they're so sorry that they haven't been able to produce a next gen game or a next mainline Sonic game at Sega that they're going to start porting stuff this year, because a new Sonic game is supposed to come out for like the past 2 years. There's supposed to be a new Sonic in 2020. There's supposed to be a new Sonic in 2021, and a couple days ago they were like, we're not getting the new Sonic game until 2022. And that's massively disappointing because they seem to be the only studio. What's up?
Because people want a new Sonic game.
Yeah, and they seem to be like the only studio that's like having this massive issue where they can't, they just can't for whatever reason. You know what I mean? And Sonic Colors, I was never really interested in Sonic Colors. Some people say it's alright, some people say it's trash. But if they're going to start porting stuff, maybe they might end up porting Sonic 06 to PC, and then people can actually mod that the way they're trying to right now, without starting from the ground up and shit. So that's interesting, but man, they're really just like not trying to like give us a trailer for a new game whatsoever. Like I don't know why they booked the movie series, or not movie series. Oh man, that sounds like something I would say when I was in kindergarten or something. But they booked a new television series with Netflix, but it's been radio silence. Like they want the TV and the movies to do the talking,
Right. Yeah.
So I really hope they do something with that. Like I don't know how big of a Sonic fan you are. I know you play 06 every year.
Yeah, and I think it's about time to retire that because I just
Loading. It's, like I hate to be a meme. It's a meme, but it's the truest meme that's ever existed.
Right.
Like especially nowadays, where you're on your PC almost exclusively now on PS4 Pro, where it's like loading times are very short for the most part, and you just get on your PS3 or your 360 and you wait for like 4 minutes just so somebody can be like, "Hey," you know what I mean? Um,
Well,
not that I'm done with PlayStation or anything, but you don't have any like predictions for Nintendo.
uh, shit, more Mario games. uh, we'll see something about Shin Megami Tensei.
Oh man, that game's never coming out. Give it up.
Nah, well, I mean, like about the
Nocturne.
remake at least, we'll see something about it. Uh,
Why is that
I
shit
wouldn't be
$60?
surprised. Say what?
Why is that shit $60?
I don't know. Because people pay it.
It's not even like a remake. It's a remaster, and the game you can get on PS. Like I'm pretty sure you can get it on PS4 and PS3 in its standard definition right now, and they're charging $60 for it. That's insane to me.
It's, like I said, people are paying for it, so they're going to do it.
Yeah,
I would because I've never played any of the games in the series, and it's remastered and yada yada yada. So why not for me?
yeah. Why
But
not for you?
I just anybody. I don't disagree with you. I'll say that. It's weird, and
Yeah,
it's weird that, like I said, people they're paying for it because obviously, if they weren't going to pay for it, they wouldn't do it.
right. Any remasters or remakes that you think might be announced besides? Well, I mean, it's already been announced, SMT. So, anything that you've heard? Because I seen something on Twitter about Blue Point Studios doing something, and they're like known for their remakes and how they do them.
Right.
And so far, as I know, they've done pretty glum games. Like they've done Shadow of Colossus. They've done more recently Demon Souls. The guy isn't even credible, as far as I know. He
Right.
acted like he knew something though,
Right.
and that leads me to believe that they're about to be doing something pretty big here soon. I honestly hope they remake Soul Reaver. If that's we're gonna come back to the E3 thing, but I think, well, I guess it sort of involves it. Do you think there's any remake that you would like to see? And do you think that they'll talk about a remake or a remaster?
I don't see any remakes or remasters from Nintendo that I want to see. They're long overdue. And with that being said, I don't think they're going to happen. I don't think that, other than Shin Megami Tensei, I don't think that there's going to be anything remade or remastered announced like at all for Nintendo. I think it's just going to be all new IPs, which on one level kind of makes me sad, but on another, it's like, okay, well, new games, so I'm okay with
Do you think it's going to be new IPs, like as in like never before seen, or do you think it's going to be like Mario, Zelda? Well, I'm not going to say Metroid. That's never happening, and I think they're done
three.
with.
I think we'll see something for 3 at E3 this year. It won't be much, but
You
I
mean
think we'll see
four?
something for it.
You mean four,
3 or 4. You might be right. Yeah, 4.
bro? That's
Whatever.
just
It's been announced. It's like I said. I think we'll see something about it. It won't be a whole lot, but I think we'll see something for it.
that thing is in development hell. That's what they call
Shit.
vaporware. Vaporware, it doesn't really exist. It's like Tekken Cross Street Fighter. It's like vaporware. But yeah, I mean, hell, nothing from them, huh? What about Xbox?
That'll be
Hellblade?
interesting.
Hell, you think we might see some Hellblade?
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's been like fucking 2 years, man.
Yeah, we'll see something from Hellblade for sure. We'll see something from whatever they got cooking for Gears. I think it won't be a whole lot on that. We might get like a logo or something. We'll
I
see something for Halo. We'll see something from a new IP or two. Fuck, I hope so. Like they're buying all these studios and they're talking about, oh, we're gonna finally give you guys your exclusives. So hopefully, we get them.
Well, I hope so, because I think Phil Spencer, that's his name, right? I think they're
Yeah.
like ruining the day. Like they're like just sort of upset that they even got involved with Ninja Theory. To be honest, because that's kind of Sony's problem with Ninja Theory. I think was like the rate at which they produce content. Like
Right.
Heavenly Sword was supposed to be a much longer game than what it was. It was supposed to get a sequel, but Ninja Theory acted all pissy with Sony, from what I understand, because I don't know what Sony was doing to them, but they were pissed about it, so they sort of cut ties. But then later on, they made Hellblade like a fucking timed exclusive for PlayStation. I don't understand that.
Right.
Yeah, they're not known for their how fast they work. You know, they're a real artistic company though. You know, I'm not saying that they're bad. I love Heavenly Sword. I wanted a sequel, and they made the spinoff of Devil May Cry. I liked the game. I won't go as far as say as I loved it, but I liked it.
Right.
And you know, I never played that Journey to the West shit. I know
That was
your brother
good.
did. You said it was a good game. I
Yeah.
couldn't get over the way the guy looked, and his name was Monkey. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It was.
there it is.
Well, I mean, it was based off of
The Journey to the West.
yeah. So I mean, like it made sense, but I mean, it's whatever.
He looked funny. Um, so that you don't really have much else to say for Xbox, eh?
Not
Um,
really. I mean, it all comes down to what gets shown. I don't. Everything's weird because of COVID. Like a lot of stuff has been put on hold and everything is going just really slowly. So if I don't hear something about a certain series or something, I'm just like, okay, well, it's because of COVID, you
uh,
know. But
what if they bust everybody's brains and they're like, Elder Scrolls is it 6 up next?
I
Elder
don't even.
let's say it's 6. Elder Scrolls 6 exclusive only to Xbox Series X and S consoles.
that would that'd make a lot of people mad.
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't make me mad because I'll
No,
just fuck.
I don't play it anyway, but I think it'd be funny.
I mean, it is what it is. I like Skyrim, but I don't like it that damn much. You know,
Yeah,
like it's just a variety game to me. There are people that it's like their lifeblood. You know,
right,
back in the day when Skyrim was popular, people were making videos with getting millions of views and shit off of it. Um, I think that is something that will definitely get a lot of influencers to switch over to Xbox. Uh, yeah, hell, if they were smart about it, I think that's what they would do. I would fucking say, hey, we'll give you guys X amount of money to make this game within the next couple years. Or at least a trailer. You know what I
right.
mean? Um, yeah, Halo is definitely on its way. I think you had mentioned that.
Yeah,
Um, is Beyond Good and Evil canceled? Like the new one?
I don't know, and that's a Sony game. I was waiting on you to ask about Sony, but again, I don't know that they're even going to be at E3 this year. But
I don't see why
I
they
don't
would.
think it's canceled. I think it's like a Metroid is just kind of going through like a rough development phase, which again, I attribute that to COVID. I think it's coming. It's been a thing for a good while.
I need to watch a playthrough on that game because I've had opportunities to play it, and I like the look of the trailer, but I don't know what exactly the game is about. You know,
I have no
and
idea. All I know is that the new one looks really good. That's all I got. And I've seen like some gameplay stuff of it, and it looks really good. I have no idea what shit's about.
I don't know either. Um, I didn't even really know it was a PlayStation exclusive, but hell, since we're here, I do think Sony would be at E3. And if I'm going to be honest, I expect The Last of Us Part 2 like upgrade. I expect that. Um,
You said an upgrade.
yeah, upgrade like a PS5 upgrade.
PS5. Yeah,
That I will play the game again.
yeah,
In all honesty, if they did that, because a lot of games distracted me from Last of Us Part Two. You know, it
right.
came out, and I feel like 7 came out after Last of Us, didn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
It wasn't too long after either.
Yeah, it was like I'm not coming back to this game for a bit.
Yeah, I rushed to beat it because I was afraid of doing that.
Yeah, and then there's Neo 2, which took up a lot of my time. So it was like I didn't really feel like I said I was gonna beat it on the hardest mode, but it was like I didn't have the energy to. Those
Right.
stages are long. I felt like the stealth could have been done a bit better. And that's my jam. I know it's not yours, but that's mine. And I just feel like the gameplay elements could have been better. But adding a fresh new coat of paint, making it look visually amazing with 60 frames per second, that would be nice. Might get some people to actually like say something nice about the game for once instead of
Right.
being xenophobic assholes. But who knows?
Right.
Um, I'm expecting that, and we mentioned 7 already. So I mean, shit. There's no way that's not going to be at E3.
Yeah.
Oh, oh. Speaking of which, Final Fantasy 7 X remake Xbox PC announcement. What do
You
you think
said
of that?
X.
Huh?
You said what?
Final Fantasy 7 remake Xbox and PC announcement.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice. Like I wouldn't buy it again. I used to think I would, but I don't think I will. But that would be nice for other people who want to get into the series and they have, like their Xbox
Hold,
exclusive or
hold,
whatever.
hold on. Not only that, but it's not a full price game. It's like $30.
Uh, I don't think they're going to do all that.
40.
No, I think what they'll do is,
The shit ain't, but like, it's not, but like $40 now, or 30 or something like that.
right. But see, what I'm thinking they're going to do with that is like they'll release it the same time. When does that DLC drop?
June 10th. It drops like the same day. Integrate drops like fucking the same day as Guilty Gear Strive. It's either June 10th or June 11th. So it's like I gotta pick what I want to play that day.
I think what they'll do is they'll drop it at the same time as the DLC or super close to it.
Hmm.
That way, they can bundle it for Xbox and PC, and they'll do like the game with the DLC, whatever, and then they'll charge like $50 or $60 for it. I don't think they'll go lower than that,
Mm.
but I also don't think that they'll sell it without the DLC.
Right. Hopefully we see some Beyond Good and Evil, and hopefully we see some announcement for Final Fantasy 7 remake for all the people who don't own a PS4 for whatever reason.
Right.
And or except for the people that own Switches. That shit is never gonna be on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I would if they announced it for Switch, I would be confused as shit.
Yeah, it's not happening. Um, if it does, I'll eat crow right then and there. But I doubt it's happening.
The only way they would do that is like if there's rumors going around, like they're doing like a Switch Pro or whatever.
Mm,
If they do that, then they might. But unless that gets announced at E3, and I don't think it will, I have no expectations for any major JRPG, of that capacity for Nintendo, like at all.
hmm Did I
Aside
mention?
from like Xenoblade or something like that.
Yeah. Did I mention that I want Blue Point Studios to remake Soul Reaver? I did, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
I think that'd be a nice game to remake. I don't know if you ever seen it, but if you ever seen like some of the promotional art, it looks really good. Like if it looked like the promotional art, that might be a
Right.
classic, man. Um, but I guess what's left is the ones where it's like I feel like it may happen, but it probably won't happen. You know,
Right.
so this is like very little probability. I think there might be like a new Borderlands in the works.
Man, that's tough because I know like they're working on a movie.
Yeah,
Uh, I don't I don't know how well that's gonna work out. Honestly, like I enjoy the games for what they are,
mhm.
but I don't think that they're gonna translate well to silver screen.
Mm.
I hope it does because that'd be really disappointing for them. But I don't think it will.
I also think that Kenna Bridge of Spirits is going to make an appearance, but it's not going to be very. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not going to be very potent. It's going to be
Yeah,
like probably like a minute long trailer. There's going to be a little bit more combat, or they might
yeah.
just walk you through to like see like the first sub boss or something.
I was gonna say it'd be more about showing off the world or something.
Yeah, because I highly doubt they're going to show very much,
Right.
which is
I
not
keep
look.
forgetting about that game.
I well yeah, because they're not really any publicity you see on that game is normally somebody saying how it's going to be game of the year.
I was gonna say it seems like it's from us because goddamn, I don't hear nobody talks about it.
That's funny. I mean, I see it all the time on Twitter. To the point where it's just like I just get upset because they don't see much from the game. They just have a feeling, and I hate hunches more than anything when it comes to stuff like that because everybody had a hunch that Cyberpunk was going to be like the greatest game ever,
Right.
you know. And then it's like you get it, and oh, that reminds me, I could put that on the SSD now, so I can at least try to play it sometimes, I guess. But anyway, yeah, like I think people put too much, expectations behind that. Shit, I don't really think there's much else I could say about Sony. Um, I like to see a go like similar to like how God of War had. Oh shit, that just reminded me. By the way, we're going to get a Horizon trailer. I'm just telling you right now. We're getting a new
Oh
Horizon
yeah, for
trailer,
sure.
and we're getting a new God of War trailer if they're there.
Yeah.
Um, but speaking of those flagship games, I'm hoping that it's not Insomniac. Sucker Punch does like a trailer like how we got for the new God of War. If they say nothing and just put Ghost of Tsushima and put Roman numerals, because it can't be the fucking number two. Like, if they put Roman numeral 2, I'll be satisfied. I'll be pretty happy with that.
Yeah. I think it's a little soon for Ghost 2, but I also think that they are working on it, you know? Uh,
For sure, but I need that shit. I need that Roman numeral 2 at the end of the trailer. That's like dropping the mic, you understand?
right.
It's like, oh, you like our name? Have these two numbers. Damn, and I just thought oh yeah, Lost Soul Aside. That's gonna be there. I'm almost certain it is. Well, shit, no, it's not. It's gonna be a state of play. I guarantee you. It has to be. If the state of play is in September, they need to make it about Lost Soul Aside. That game looks too crazy.
I think it would be at both. You know, like there's a lot. I haven't seen the gameplay trailer for it. I'm proud of whoever's making it, you know, but I was just never
Awesome job.
interested in it.
You say you're never interested in it?
I was never that interested in it. It looks good.
Really?
I just,
That
I don't
shocks me.
know.
That shocks me. But
It kind of does me too a little bit. Maybe I'll watch the trailer or whatever it is at some point. But like, as of like the very first time it got shown off, I was just like, ah, this is neat, and that was it for me.
mm well then, all right. Well, I'm hype about it. Like I know how you like Final Fantasy 15, and you don't like this dude, man. He's edgy boy to the max. But I think that does it for E3. So why exactly do you think Sony's not going to be at E3? Or, no. I'm sorry. That's not the question. The question is, why do you think that State of Play should stop?
Because to me, it feels like when they have them, I feel like they're thinking that they're showing off more than what they are, if that makes sense. I feel like, you know, obviously you're going to want to see more stuff at the end of it. It's only ever like 15 minutes to maybe a half hour long. But they always only show like a game and a half, it feels like. it never feels like they show anything off that anybody like really wants to see. And that's not to say that nobody wants to
Really.
see like Ratchet and Clank or any of the other stuff they've shown off.
Hmm.
But I just feel like there's always something that they could have put in place of some of the other stuff that they put in.
I was finna say, man, because Ratchet and Clank was like the buzz of the internet for a couple days. Everybody was like in
It
awe.
was, you know, I'm sure a lot of people were happy with that last one. I definitely just, I didn't care. But it's, I don't know.
So I gotta offer this as a counter question. Like, what about Nintendo Directs and Xbox conferences?
I think pretty much the same for the most part. And you know, like I think I do like Nintendo Directs a little bit more, and I guess that's just me being biased because I do like
Well,
there's more Nintendo games that I like than Sony games, I guess, or at
what,
least there's more mainstream Nintendo games that I like than Sony games. I like a lot of Sony games, but they're most of the ones I like are all games that like people haven't heard of or played, like Crystar, or there's another one that I have on my channel. I did a Let's Play for. You know, like people haven't heard of those games, and that's part of the reason why I did Let's Plays of them. You know, so people can find out about them. But I, like I said, I think Nintendo could and should do better with that too if they're going to do it. But they're also still doing events like E3 and Tokyo Game Show and all that. So, like, I'm not as upset with them as I am Sony, and I'm not even like really upset with either of them. I just don't think. I think it's a waste of money on Sony's part.
man, you're in their pockets. But every time I talk to you, you're in their pockets. But like it's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. Forget about it.
I just feel like they could be doing more with that event. You know, they're not capitalizing on it. I think they could. You know, I think it could be great. I don't think it's as good as it could be.
I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna get me in trouble with some people, but to be fair, the Sony games that like okay, so Nintendo games smack you in the face with Direct. You know, that's
Yeah.
something that I can say about them. Like they smack you in the face with something that you know you prototypically should be used to seeing by now, but many people aren't. Like what was the last Nintendo Direct? I might be mistaken, but the one where they announced Mario, Bowser's Fury alongside with new was it 3 Super Mario whatever I forget what it was called, the one that was on the Wii U, the
Yeah.
port. So basically they were like, hey, here's a remastered port and here's a new game that's like sort of like a mini game. And
Right.
you know when I looked at that I was like that looks interesting. I think that Bowser's Fury looks good. And you know Super Mario 3D whatever it was, it looked good from the Wii U. And then they like had some other things that were just like, hey, and there's Pokemon DLC. I think it was maybe or no, it was Pokemon, Diamond and Pearl remake, right? I think they were like announced around the same time, or maybe my timeline's messed up. But they smack you in the face with something.
Right.
Xbox, I can't really say much about it. Like it's a lot of like stuff that I haven't really paid attention to. It's not like the flagship stuff though. Like I don't see anything about Halo or Gears normally. Normally when I'm seeing news about it, it's like, oh well, you know, we're doing this with Game Pass and yada yada yada, which is like a very big talking point to a lot of Xbox fans, and you know, as it should be. But holy shit, you know.
Yeah, I don't think it's I don't think it's that important. And not to say that, let me reword that. I don't think it's that important all the time. But not as much as, you know, like you said, every time somebody's talking about Xbox, they always bring up Game Pass. It's cool. It's cool because we got Outriders for free day one. But I mean, it's only in events like that where it's like, hey, Game Pass is the fucking best. You know, like it's pretty great, but it's It shouldn't be Xbox's main talking point by any means.
Yeah, I remember when you told me it was worthless when I was building my PC. But anyway,
Oh, it's not what I said.
yeah, it is, and I fucking
Uh,
lost it. But
uh,
yeah, it was all your fault. I was like, fuck it, it's not worth anything anyway. But now you're like, Game Pass.
uh,
So yeah. Anyway, continuing on the PlayStation, it's not that the thing is they hit you with stuff that smacks you in the face sometimes. So like that's why I'm like I don't know why it's that bad to you because like when I look at it, it's like I think Intergrade came out through a state of play. Did it not? Like Intergrade was announced via state of play. It wasn't like random shit.
it might have been.
And then they Ratchet and Clank. I'm glad that they showed us 30 minutes of it. The shit comes out in like a month. Yeah, that's another one that comes out June 10th.
Yeah, June is supposed to be pretty stacked for games in general. May and June, because we're getting Resident Evil here in a couple of weeks. We're getting
Yeah.
Integrate here in a couple of weeks. Ratchet and Clank
Hmm.
soon. It's these next couple of months are going to be looking like the beginning of the year. You know, like again, we had Final Fantasy, or well, beginning of the year last year, I should say. Final Fantasy 7. Damn, what's that game? The Last of Us 2. There were
Neo 2.
Yeah,
Persona 5 Royal.
yeah. Speaking of Persona, I don't remember if 6 had officially been announced or not, but I guess Kanye West is doing the main theme for it. So there's your announcement for that.
Man, you know what? That's neat that, people are announcing that. I don't care.
You know, I'm not as disappointed. Actually, you know what? Let me not even say that. I'm not disappointed at all about that. You know, like it's a weird feeling, and I don't know why I feel like at all about it because it's really not like a big deal. I'm I'm glad that Kanye is doing the music for it though.
Hmm.
So I mean, there's that. I guess I got that off my chest.
Yeah.
Like it's a weird feeling. I don't know why I have like any feeling about it whatsoever, but I do. So there it is.
Man, all I know is you're harshly critical on these publishers about their events, and I think you owe them an apology. Like you owe me an apology on what you think about me beating Nier.
Oh shit! You may as well just get that out of your head.
This is why you're always gonna be miserable. Anyway, um, yeah, man. Like, I don't know. I like the state of plays. I like that we get news more than just one time a year because it used to be you never know when the fuck something was coming out, and you still don't. But state of play is happening multiple times a year. Nintendo Direct's happening multiple times a year.
I mean, it's not like we just never knew nothing. Like there were still like leaks and stuff that we were getting.
There were leaks, and then there was Tokyo Game Show, then there's Gamescom, and then there was E3 previously. Now it's like you still got all that now because they're starting everything back up. Businesses are opening up, etc., etc. And now you also have State of Play. You also have Nintendo Direct. So like, and because they have that, they can stagger things. They don't have to hold all their cards out at E3. They can be like, well, you know what, this isn't ready to show off, so we'll just do a state of play here, a state of play there. I'm really happy that they did the one recently. Like, I wish there was more to show, but we also got Lost Soul Aside, which wasn't a part of the state of play, and that's a Sony game, by the way. It's funded by them, and I don't know if it's a exclusive or a timed exclusive, but it's fucking there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be exclusive, which I mean, hey, that's cool, And again, like I'm gonna try watching it later and see if I can get into it. But as of right now, and I don't know why that is because there's plenty of other games, like you said, that are the same that I love. I don't know. That game to me just doesn't look as appealing. That's not the first game to do that to me.
Well, man, All I know is you're a cantankerous old man and you're just gonna be miserable for the rest of your life unless you apologize for assuming I didn't beat a game that I clearly beat.
I mean, you say you clearly beat it, and that's
Clearly,
just
the
100%
credits,
not true.
the
You
credits
clearly
rolled.
beat it. You
The
got the-
credits rolled.
Yeah, see, if you clearly beat it though, then you got like the true ending, which you've already said.
Nah, I don't need to play the game 700 times to fucking get the true ending.
Yeah, just 4.
Yeah, I don't need to beat a game 4 times to get a fucking ending to fucking show you I don't like the fucking game. That is ridiculous.
I mean, you don't have to beat a game at all to tell somebody you don't like a game.
Well, according
But
to you, I do because I didn't beat the game. Therefore, I didn't like the game because I didn't get the true ending. Like, get the fuck out of my face. I never beat Pokemon Snap. I still don't like Pokemon Snap. I don't get the fucking point in it. I remember, that's funny that people love Pokemon Snap because I remember going to Blockbuster and thinking, what the fuck is the point in this? Not specifically that because I was a kid, obviously, but it was like, what is the point in this? They don't fight. You just ride around
yeah.
and take pictures, and then they might do something and Pikachu might stand on his head, and people, that's that fucking Nintendo marketing for you, man. You guys will eat anything up.
I think it's a game that's like really meant for like smaller kids, but
I mean, no, well, shit. Okay, you say that, but all the adults I see talking about it on Twitter.
I mean, I'm not saying that adults can't and won't play it. I'm just saying, like, the game, like I've said before, Nintendo's just, it's meant for children to begin with. The fact that adults love the games, that's just,
man,
whatever.
all I know is there's a photo mode in like 90% of the games that come out today. And nobody's ever like, ah, hey, oh, look at me, ooh.
No, I'm not gonna.
Look at what my pet can
even
do.
say that because they added photo mode to Neo 2, and you were like, "Oh my god, they did it!" So
What
I mean,
for photo mode? I never said, oh my god, they did it.
I mean, okay, that's not what you said like verbatim, but you were still excited. Is my point.
Yeah, because I can make thumbnails.
Okay, so like that's like you saying.
It's not. If the whole concept of the game was to make a fucking thumbnail, then no, I wouldn't be excited for it. But this game that I love, that I would struggle to fucking get a thumbnail for, besides the logo, yes, I'm happy that it has a photo mode so I can take silly pictures for thumbnails. I don't even look at the pictures later on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's cool other people like their shit, but it's not for me taking pictures.
Yeah, I was gonna say it ain't for me, but it's selling is the thing.
I'll never forget that tacky ass Blockbuster yellow colored Pokemon Snap with the fucking always got. It can't be a gray Nintendo 64. It's always like a yellow solid pea colored Nintendo 64, right? And then you never see nothing cool. You don't see Mewtwo out in the wild. You see fucking Diglett. Then you see a bunch of Diglett.
A legendary though.
What'd you say?
Why would you see a legendary though? Is the thing.
You don't want to see a legendary Pokemon?
Say what?
You don't want to see a legendary Pokemon?
I mean, I do, but again, it's legendary. And that's like
Diglett.
obviously we've never like played through the games all the way. Who's to say that they're not in those games? We just ain't seen them because again, they're legendary.
There's Pokemon besides Diglett that are more photogenic and fucking first generation Pokemon.
If I'm being honest, I don't think any of those Pokemon, like generations 1
What?
through now, are photogenic.
Really?
But-
You don't think? Okay, I'm gonna name off a couple. So
Okay.
Pikachu, Raichu, Vulpix, Ninetales, Ponyta. There's also I think that Ghastly and certain light might be, Gengar is really cool. That whole evolutionary line.
Yeah.
Dratini, Is Dratini the second evolution?
Teeny is the first.
What's the second one?
Teeny, Dragonair, Dragonite.
Dragonair is Dragonite looks like a fucking doofus.
100%.
You know, compared to the other two, like what? When I found out that Dragonair evolved into Dragonite, I was shocked.
I was mad, is what I was. Fucking Everstone immediately.
Yeah, 100%. I to this day, right now, I don't have a Dragonite.
Nope.
Just Dragonair, never transform. Charizard's cool looking. Though that whole evolutionary line, I think Bulbasaur is cool looking until he becomes Venusaur.
What? Venusaur's the coolest one out of the three.
I don't like Venusaur. He looks fat as fuck. But
He's a toad.
huh?
He's a toad.
He's a soar. He's a dinosaur.
He's a toad. He's a star, but he's a toad.
Shut up. Anyway, there's shut the fuck up. Squirtle. I don't like Wartortle, but Blastoise. Or Blastoise, however you say his name. Yeah. So I'm just keep naming them, and you can stop me whenever. Articuno. What the fuck is the name of the Firebird? Moltres. Yeah, I was about to say Flareon. Eevee. Vaporeon. Jolteon. I'm naming a bunch of them, man.
Yeah, and you know, like they all look cool, but if I want to look at them, I'm gonna just fucking catch them. I'm not gonna play a game and take pictures.
I'm not saying that you will. I'm just saying, like, yeah, for the sake of argument, for like legendary Pokemon and like, you know, the Pokemon that look photogenic, why put Diglett in there? People are still trying to meme that he has a tooth. Like the whole thing is him and his mouth open, and he has one tooth instead of having one nose. You know, like Diglett, Dugtrio, fucking Doduo or Ugly as Hell. What's the evolution of Doduo?
Dotrio.
Dotrio. Why couldn't I think of that? Executor. Motherfucker, Executor. That fucking palm tree version, dumb. The shit you guys let them get away with. But, and he's like part dragon, part plant. What? Anyway, hell. What else we got? There's a bunch. Cypher, Sandshrew, Sandslash. Why the fuck I gotta see Diglett? Or Electabuzz. I hated when people brought up Electabuzz. That fucking dumb looking Pokemon. He's like a fucking human in a costume. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of those Pokemon are fucking Dragonite. He looks like a human in a fucking like Pete on a costume with wings.
He just looks
like Magmar looks like a human in a costume. Electabuzz, human in a costume.
Got boobs for eyebrows. Magmar does.
Fucking Jinx looks like a human in a costume. Like a lot of them look like humans in costumes.
Jinx is another one that's not photogenic. And a racist design, but
yeah, 100%.
And hey, you buy the games anyway.
You said that like you okay.
You bought more than me.
So. I mean, you still bought them, so like, where do we?
I technically only bought 2. You know what I'm saying? You bought like just a bunch. My mom and dad got me Ruby and Sapphire. But yeah, man, it's not for me. But I think we can actually wrap this up. We probably got enough for like a quarters and a fucking a pod and a